Alright guys, Greg Everett here again. We'll see what kind of shit I can make up this time. Looks like we got another jerk day here. That's Jess still kind of learning how to bring a bar down without killing herself. Getting much better. I'm not quite as scared every time she does it anymore, but she still participates in a little too much thinking each time. So it's kind of a tricky skill. You can see Audra does it really well. Most of these guys do it pretty well, but the idea is that you got to come up to meet the bar as it's moving down towards you. Then you can absorb it the rest of the way. So if you watch a lot of these guys who are really good at it, really smooth, and can lower a lot of weight, they'll actually pop up on their toes as the bar comes down, right like that. Like Alyssa just demonstrated perfectly for me. And that's what's going to allow you to lower a lot of weight between these reps without totally killing yourself or without needing jerk blocks. There's Heather, of course. So Heather's got a little kind of unique dip there. She actually kind of pushes her hips back first, but then they'll slide forward again. I'd prefer not to see that, but Heather's been lifting for 15 years at the world level, and we're not going to change those habits at this point. She's got a good jerk, so she's found a way to make that work for her, so I'm not going to waste everybody's time trying to change it. I think these guys, I think Steve was going for a max triple on these. Audra was probably just going for a single. These other guys were still doing their behind the neck stuff. Heather was doing from the front because she almost died doing one from behind the neck the week prior, I think. So she was all psyched out. So I was kind enough to just have her go from the front. Let's see who wins this race. Oh, Blake's going to win. So he's good at bringing it down too. Alyssa, you can see she kind of loses that upper back stiffness as she dips a lot of times. It just rounds really slightly as she comes, and that she comes into it having a slightly rounded upper back. She just doesn't have that thoracic mobility to get it locked in as well as a lot of these guys do. So again, it's all part of that shoulder stuff she deals with. It makes it really hard for her to get that upper back locked in tightly, which means she doesn't have as good of a base. She doesn't have as good of a drive through the jerk, and then she doesn't have as good of an overhead position to support the jerk overhead. I don't know if you guys have noticed that there's the performance menu covers on the wall behind these guys are a little spotty. Had a little trouble getting those things to stick over in this gym for some reason. We had them over at the other place for 5 years without any problems at all. So I don't know if gray paint just is really bad for adhesive or what. But we've got the issue resolved at this point. So as these videos catch up to the current date, you'll see that they're actually all up, although this wall is still blank. We're working on that. The ceilings in this building are pitched a lot harder than the ones in our previous one, so we still have all those giant vinyl posters that were over at the other place, but I haven't figured out a good way to hang them yet because the ceiling is angled down so hard. So I'm going to have to trim them and do all kinds of stuff that I don't have time to do. Good. So that was a little better set with Alyssa. She can kind of make it work for the most part, but she always has that little relaxation at the bottom of the dip with the upper back. You can see Heather, just watch her hips. Hips go back and then come back in. She's very good at getting low under the bar. One of the things we've been working on with her is actually driving the bar higher as well. So you can see Jess thinking about that. But she brought it down okay. Not bad. So some of these guys, if we're going up for a rep max, for example, a triple in the jerk, as they get closer to the weight where they feel like that's going to be about their max for the day, I'll let them do singles or doubles rather than doing triples all the way up. But sometimes, depending on the program and kind of what I want to get, I'll make them actually do the reps all the way through if we're really trying to accumulate that volume. But if we're going for a genuine max, I want to keep them a little fresher, and so I won't make them do all the reps on the way up.
Go. Upper back locked in.
You can see, you might be able to see the upper back from this one. Right, just watch right at the bottom of the dip. There's that little sudden downward forward movement of the bar that doesn't correspond with her hips. Saw Spencer on the blocks in the background there. We got this new gym set up a little better where we've got the platforms for the weightlifting area basically set up in a circle. So we've got 3 platforms on each side, and then a pulling block station at one end, jerk block and pulling block station at the other end. And so I can see everybody, everyone can see each other, and I think it keeps everybody better engaged. There's Steve, 165 for a triple. That first one was a little sketchy, but he makes it. He told me afterwards he was pretty much unconscious for the last 2 reps.
All the fish oil.
I almost fucking died doing that.
Yeah, well, he remembers he almost died at least. So, all right, guys, if you like these things, please share them. Please subscribe to our channel, and I'll talk to you guys next week.